Hey everyone, welcome to today's video. We're going to talk about Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, how it changed my life. Stick around. So hi everyone, welcome to the channel if you're new. It is my birthday. Not even joking, it is my birthday. It's a bit of a naff one, I can't do much because of lockdown in the UK, nothing's open. I can't go to Nando's, sucks. However, please do feel free to comment happy birthday, like this video, comment, share it, etc. Yeah, let's get it going. So this is a reflection video. I want to go over a bit of my story, when I got involved, how I kind of got into it essentially, how I learned and stuff like that. So on the screen you can see here the day, well not so much the day, it's 2 days after actually, roughly the time in which I bought into cryptocurrency, which is rather late, and I'll go into why it's rather late due to said career advances. But ultimately this video is trying to give you a bit of a realistic approach of investing and how it takes so long. I am predominantly an investor or a positional holder. I'm not really into scalping, day trading. It's not for me. Everyone's different, but everyone's different, okay? There's ways of making money in the industry. There's ways of doing all kinds of stuff, and I'll explain how it all kind of transpired for me. But first, before we get into sort of the nitty gritty, I yesterday made a new Instagram, okay? I wanted to kind of separate myself away from my personal one. So if you follow my personal one, bin it. This is the one I'll be putting majority of this content on. So YouTube content, stuff around cryptocurrency, a little bit of extra stuff as well. So please do give it a follow, Crypto Mobster UK. It is the official one. Anyone else with any other tag, bin them. Obviously my Twitter one is Crypto Mobster UT to stand for the YouTube side of it. So yeah, feel free to give me a follow and we'll go back to this. So 27th that week, November, I was actually in Australia, in and around, right? Probably thinking this is random. My old job, I was in the police in the Royal Air Force. So this job here, I would basically the first 3 years of my career in this, I joined in 2013. I left in 2018. This is why I'm here. Now, I used to patrol around the world with the aircraft. Whenever the aircraft used to go away, do all kinds of exercises, deployment drops, whatever, I would protect the aircraft or I would search people. So search troops, search other people, search guests. Being on aircraft with Boris Johnson and like the old foreign secretaries and stuff like that, when we used to go in and around places, when they used to do all kinds of weird and funky stuff. But that's for another day. But yeah, so pretty cool. The last 2 years of my career, I then worked with military working dogs. So in terms of dogs, I would patrol air bases and yeah, I'd basically run away from a dog. That's why I've got a Belgian Malinois as my own dog. And yeah, I freaking love them. It's amazing. So that was in terms of career. Now, the reason why I'm saying why I didn't get involved sooner was mainly because of that. I joined in 2013. I actually had a football website in 2012, all the way up until recently. And I knew about Bitcoin in 2013 due to looking into the likes of how to grow your website, CEO, website forums, etc. And some websites back in those days used to accept Bitcoin or used to advertise Bitcoin as like little things. In 2013, 2014, it was kind of getting a little bit hot and people were getting interested in it. Obviously, what happened next was obviously Mt. Gox. I obviously joined the Air Force in 2013, kind of just went off the trail a little bit. When I was getting bored though, going in and around the countries around the world, and I was literally going everywhere. Like, I've been to so many places, it's unbelievable, it's amazing to think, but you get quite bored if you're on an aircraft for a long period of time. So I was learning about wealth creation, property investing, all kinds of stuff like that. And I then came back onto Bitcoin probably mid 2016. I wanted to do further research. I didn't buy in early. I was freaking cautious, and I think even today, if I want to give you a pointer, be really cautious with what you're doing with crypto. And I'll come on to some some pointed bits, so this isn't just a ramble video. You need to research stuff before you invest. And a lot of people, top tip number one, they don't invest into what Bitcoin actually is until they're actually physically done it and they're thinking, oh shit, what have I done? You know, they'll buy onto dodgy exchanges, they'll look into certain things and they'll be like, oh my god, what do I do now? Well, I've got to buy a hardware wallet. Oh my god, what do I do? Panic, sell, go away. You know, it is really hard. And on Sunday, me and Andy are releasing a new podcast episode, and it talks about Bitcoin in terms of, Tether and all kinds of stuff, but it also goes into the point of how hard Bitcoin really is still for the new person to get involved. And you've got to think to yourself, as a blank slate, what you did at the start, buying Bitcoin, using the likes of Coinbase or Kraken or whatever you used back in those days or even now. Then going, I want that altcoin, what do I do? Oh, I need to send it to that exchange. How do I do that? I've got to copy and paste it, send it over, do that and wait for it. Oh my God, oh my God. It is a really interesting proposition. Then you've got to buy the altcoin. Then you've got to figure out how to store the altcoin. Then you've got, my God, it is an absolute nightmare. So I learned a lot before I actually jumped in. I was really, really happy with what I did in terms of that, but I didn't put too much in. I put more money in around January, February, March and April of 2017. That is where the bulk of my investment went in. And I was happy with the price even then at like stupid levels in terms of like, it was near enough, like not so much all-time highs, but it was quite high at the time and there was a lot of hype building. It was obviously post-halving, the second halving. Ethereum was just getting listed on the likes of Coinbase, and Litecoin got listed on it. I remember buying Litecoin at stupid prices. I remember buying Ethereum at like $14 at the time, not too long after this. Absolutely mental. It was unbelievable to think. And this was for me a long-term investment. I didn't expect it to do what it's done, and that was the beauty of it. I was like, kind of like this crypto stuff. I'm just going to buy it. I was going down the route of the property game. I was like, I'm going to buy houses. I want to buy a load of houses. I've got a military career. I get paid well. I live in accommodation blocks in terms of like literally I was paying about £44 a month to live. It was crazy. I only had a phone bill. That was it. I was saving like £2,000 pretty much per month when I was deploying away because I was getting extra money. As a 23-year-old, 24-year-old, that is like so much money when you're living away. And I was just putting money away and I was thinking, right, I'm going to go back up north, I'm going to buy a load of houses, happy days. Could have easily done it, but it all changed. I just went, right, Bitcoin. And all of a sudden my life changed. So in terms of that, some tips for you guys. It takes time. Obviously I invested in 2016. The bulk of my wealth came at the end of that year. That's really quick, and there is, and I don't like saying it, but there is quick rich schemes. Quick rich is literally the cryptocurrency space in my view when you compare it to the traditional markets, but you do need patience. You need to look for the lows and see where things go. And when you start like looking, now if I go onto here and go to historic time shots again, and if I just put this a year ahead in terms of, so remember that last one, we'll go to the 19th of November 2017 now. Chalk and cheese, absolute chalk and cheese. So you've got to have patience to realise profits, but you've also got to buy in low. A lot of people ask me on videos, why do I recommend buying in low? Honestly, the lower it goes, the better, as long as the fundamentals don't change. You get more for your money. You obviously got to think, well, is it worth it? Like again, go back in time just a second ago. If the fundamentals have not changed, just, if it's a coin that you admire and you like, and you know that it's got all X, Y, and Zs, don't get emotional to it. Buy it low and sack it off and just make money. Ethereum is a great example of this. Ethereum has been up to stupid levels. It goes down to like $80. It goes back up to $300. It went back down to $80. It went back up to $250. Every time it goes down to those lows, it always props up at some point. There's a lot of stuff happening with Ethereum coming up. Definitely going to be hype and management and all kinds of random stuff you can look at and play around with. So look at a year later, absolutely crazy in terms of investment portfolios going up. I actually sold Ethereum around this point, actually, about $300, but I bought in about $14, $15, $16, roughly, give or take. And I didn't have much, but in the grand scheme of things, the amount of money that I made was absolutely scandalous. And I remember buying some coins, like some random altcoins. I bought into Ethos, which was really big at the time. I bought that for like 20 cents or whatever it was, and it went up to like $10. It was crazy. I bought one called Alexia, which was fucking absolutely dog shit. But it just went, it just mooned, and it is scary to think that there is going to be potentially another time where we will get a bit of hype, we will get a bit of money going into the markets, and it will create a price increase. Whether that is Bitcoin, whether it's altcoins, I personally believe altcoins are stupidly low overall. If there's a bit of hype about the overall market and people start going, oh, these are cool, I'm going to buy these, they will go up in price. And you got to look at the history of obviously XRP. It's roughly the same sort of price it is now, give or take a couple of cents. But literally a month later, that went to like $3 in a month. It was absolutely amazing. But you've got to be patient. You've got to get your average buy-in. Keep up to date with what you bought. And most importantly, realize and be graceful of what the market's giving you. If I didn't take the profits that I did at the time, yeah, I may not be where I am today. But also, I could have easily have taken profits a lot better than what I did. I learned from that. I didn't take profits at the top because I didn't know what the hell was happening. It was brand new for me. God, I literally invested 4 figures into a market and came out with a good 6 figures. It's like, what on earth? You cannot plan for that. And next time, if that happens, if my money goes up in a certain way or speed, my reactions will be totally different in terms of it, because I will realise and be grateful of what the market has given me. At the time, I wasn't really that grateful. I was like, what the hell? It's just money on a screen. Digital screen. Crazy. Unbelievable. So, in terms of other tips, what I can give you, research is absolutely key. Like, I cannot stress how good research is. You've got to, as daft as this sounds, you've got to imagine you're buying yourself a household item. So, if you want to buy, say, a Hoover or an appliance, a dishwasher, anything, right? You do research, don't you? You always look at reviews. You look to, well, not so much reviews, but you look to see what it is, who built it, does it fit in with your kitchen, do you like it, does it have a good wash cycle, all that shit, right? You look into it. That is the same for cryptocurrency. Use case, who's building it and what the team is. What is the supply like? What are the previous prices been? Are you getting your item on a sale? Pretty much, right? You got to think like that. And it sounds really stupid, but you got to kind of dumb it down really. Like, if you're a new investor, you've never invested before, you don't know what's high and low. You got to look at the chart. You got to say, well, actually, Bitcoin's been 20k, it's been 3k, we've been 10k, we've been back down to 4k. Ooh, 9k, bit overpriced in my view. That's how I would look at it. But people don't look at it like that. People go onto YouTube, they go, oh, this guy's just said there's been a bullish signal, we're going to go to 20k, I'm going to buy it. Ooh. Be careful. Do not listen to people who are telling you it's going to go up in price. There's usually an agenda. Look for realism. Look for, is it overpriced? Is it overbought? Whatever. There's all kinds of stuff. But the fundamentals of coins are amazing. Doesn't matter with Bitcoin overall. If you're long-term bullish, it's about getting the good buying price. But always realize and take profits. Take some money off the table. Pull your initial stake money out if you want to. Why not? Go for it. It's the easiest way of doing it. So, in terms of that, obviously research is unbelievably key. Risk management is key. Don't risk what you can't afford. But allow patience. The thing that got me to where I am today was patience, and I'm able to teach people, to allow people to understand how the markets work, and that's why I did it. 2017, I built a Facebook page. It absolutely freaking flew. It's got 3,800 people in it still today. We use it, but not as much as we use Telegram. We've obviously got 1,600 people in Telegram. Link below. Jump in, say hi. We're all there. We all say hello to each other. It's pretty cool. But I also built a platform. This was a hobby, turned into a business, and we are super cheap. We are like, the money for this does not go into pockets. It literally goes for building the company. We're going to be doing community meetups around the UK and potentially around the world at some point. We've got free courses. We've got very, very cheap premium content if you want to jump in at a very, very cheap price, which is literally freaking so cheap compared to everyone else in what we do. Daily analysis, all kinds of lessons and cool stuff, live Zooms, conference calls, all kinds of good stuff. But I built this to keep my mind occupied because of the way I trade, because of the way I'm a positional holder. If I didn't have this, I'd be bored. I'd be probably on the streets doing something and running around with my head on fire, which is crazy. But I also want to show you my hair. I actually dyed my hair last night. Now, a bit random, I know, but what do you think? So yeah, I'm a bit of a loose cannon. It's one of those things. But if it wasn't for this company being able to be built and like just have content for people to kind of absorb, it makes life pretty easy for me in terms of like I've got something to focus on, keep busy. Because I couldn't just do content every day on YouTube. I'd have literally all day to do nothing, which is kind of scary. So in my mindset of that, if you are new to the space, obviously welcome, because it's a funny place. It is crazy. But I just want to remind you that this place can move in opposite direction or a good direction, depending on what way you're going. Just tell me one thing, please. You are being sensible. You are putting money in that you can afford to lose. You are doing your research, most importantly, and you are buying when it is low in price, because then you get more for your money. And the final step, take profits. Not everyone will want to be in a position like me where you're full-time in this space. Not everyone will want to go and build a platform to educate, but what people do want is time freedom, the ability to maybe retire early, to maybe have other investments work for them over time. If you buy Bitcoin at 3k and it goes to 30k, happy days, you got more money, crack on, do whatever you want, go on holiday, do whatever the hell you want. That's what cryptocurrency is pretty much there for. It's a vehicle to a different wealth system. We're going to make money at some point if you do it correctly. If you're buying things because your neighbor has said, buy Bitcoin, it's 20k, tell him to do one, because more than likely he's probably bought in highs, getting you to do the same. And if you're a sensible person, you'd wait and you'd be smart and you'd allow it to fall in price like anything. Look at the stock market, look at all investable assets. Prices go up, they also go down. So that is today's ramble done, pretty much, like my reflection of what I'm kind of about. You know, in terms of everything, I'm just doing free content for you guys just because I freaking love it, to be honest with you. So overall, you know, the way I trade, the way I do things, it's very, very chill for me. That's why probably a lot of my videos come up quite realistic in terms of predictions of like potential areas where you can look at potentially buying. If they don't come in, yeah, just find the next one. There's always opportunities, it doesn't matter. So overall, hope you enjoy. Be back again on Sunday with the podcast episode, but new content on Monday. Have a great weekend. I hope it's sunny where you are. It'd be awesome if it is. And I'm going to go and I can't even get drunk, man. Sucks. I want to eat a lot of cake.